of the hand wringing and the pearl clutching from Sunday night and Monday was just a waste of time and anxiety, as the Nasdaq for the week is now flat, or it might be up slightly, 26 points. So all this stuff, about just anyway, we just welcome to my daily review. Today is Tuesday, February 4th. The Nasdaq was up 262 points or 1.35%. It closed at 19,654 on 15% below the average 50-day volume. But if we just take a step back and just kind of look at, how the Nasdaq has been moving over time, it makes these rallies, and then we have these periods of consolidation, and then they rally and then they, consolidate over time, right? So the index is either going to digest, the gains by either price, like here, 16% drop, or by time. So after this big rally here, now it looks like it's, eating up those gains through time. We had a 7% peak to trough, correction, but this is a time, it's taking a long time, I would say, for this to digest this big rally here. So be patient. We're getting some earnings in that are pretty darn decent, I think. And once we get through this period, at some point, this Nasdaq's going to rally. It's been since December 16th here. What did I say? Today's February 4th. So we're getting on 2 months of this sideways action. A 7% consolidation as opposed to a 16%. And here, this is an 8% drop. So, just give it some more time. We don't get to choose if we have a correction by price or by time. And this looks like a little bit of both. So just be patient. What we look for at mcstockcharts.com are just stocks that are showing strength. And I'm going to show you a lot of stocks that are showing strength. I'll show you some today, because I never do, some stocks that are showing weakness that you need to avoid. All right, so here's the Nasdaq today. Had a feeling, and I don't like trading on, feelings because that can get you in trouble. I like a rules-based system, but the Nasdaq today recovered the 50 there. It's 0.5% above the 50, and the 21 closed 0.3% above the 21, and the 10 0.2% above the 10. So one day it recovers all the moving averages. But, we're not out of the woods. It's just been a teeter-totter, roller coaster type of ride, along these moving averages here. So it's not running away from us, and it's not crashing either. It's just digesting gains. So anyway, SPY, same thing, just digesting gains. It did recapture all of its moving averages. So, I was on yellow today, just cautionary, but I still, I'm buying stocks and owning, 60% or more of my portfolio invested. So, I'm in it to win it. I'm in this market, but the SPY was flat today, this week. So all the pearl clutching and hand wringing, it's flat. There's, went nowhere. So anyway, we're okay, folks. We're okay. We went down one day, we went up one day, and then now we're flat. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to go to, well, I guess I should, I think I did show you that, right? 0.7% above the 50. So it recaptured all its moving averages as well. Anyway, I want to talk about stocks because we've had a lot of stocks in the news, and I'm going to get to all of the earnings reports here last night, this morning, and tonight, starting with Rambus, which reported last night. And what we're looking for is the reaction to the news, not exactly the news, but exactly a breakout from the $60 area, 60.84, we'll call it. So a nice move of nearly 7% for Rambus. NXPI, this one reported last night. Yeah, not a great reaction. I thought the report, nope. Yeah, the report decelerating sales and earnings growth, and it got clipped. 1%, not bad. KD reported last night it was down, but today responded nicely, and that's why I don't put too much credence into after hours moves, because it was down a couple percent last night, and this morning it was down a couple percent. But as soon as the the markets open, the regular session began, this hit the ground running. Buyers right from the jump in KD. So yeah, nice move there. 39.47 is a point of interest above that, $40. Kindle looks pretty good. All right, FN. Now this one was up last night, and then as soon as it opened, it sold off. So something in the report that investors didn't like. You see this 17% sales growth and accelerating earnings growth, but there was something that investors wanted to sell this thing, and they did all day long. Well, except for into the close. Yeah, a little high volume close there. Who else? Oh, BRBR, Bell Ring Brands reported, and it was consolidating in this base nicely and undercut the 50. These are pretty good numbers here. So I would, if I owned it, I wouldn't give up on it. Well, I shouldn't say I wouldn't give up on it. Yeah, slicing the 50 with volume. Yeah, this definitely a sell. But you can always buy it back if it rallies back through because these are pretty strong numbers, accelerating sales and earnings growth. So that's one to watch. Bell Ring Brands. PayPal killed, stocks like Square, which is now XYZ. I wish they wouldn't have done that. Yeah, this slice it's 50 with volume. Adios, muchachos. XYZ is Square. I don't know why they did that. It's block. It used to be, help me out here. Gosh, XYZ, Square, block. Yeah, Square. The thing that you pay with, right? Finance credit card payment. It's the same company. It's just been through a different ticker symbols and some name changes. So it's still, yeah, this one slices 50. Anyway, all right. Where am I going here? I've got all sorts of stuff here. REGN reported, the drugs stocks have been kind of beaten up. There's been a lot of uncertainty is just a lot of speculation, uncertainty in the field. But Regeneron with a nice move today of 4.5%. ATKR got murdered. This one, wow, took it out to the woodshed, 20%. That's a building construction product stock. Race, this is Ferrari. I guess people are buying Ferraris up 7%. That's a nice move here. It's been a strong stock over time. If you just look at the weekly chart, you can see this one's been a monster. So Ferrari, congrats to the longs there. That's a nice move, 7% on the session. And then Estee Lauder, of course, it had to tank because that's what Estee Lauder does. It's got problems all over the place, problems in China. They're laying off 7,000 employees, down 16%. Loser. All right. I'm going to go to the winners. I'm going to start with PJT. This one probably nobody ever heard of because I hadn't heard of it. But when the stock, rallied, it was rallying up. How much? What was it up today, Marty? 190, close at 173. That is a terrible close. 3% of its daily range on only 29% of its daily volume. The RS line is heading due north. It's a breakout from a base, but true, do not like that close. And of course, the ones that everybody's talking about, which kind of ad nauseum, kind of get sick of hearing about Palantir. Up 24%. You can't argue with that. That kind of a move with that kind of volume, it's a move not to be ignored. And you could say that this is like a 5 or perhaps maybe a 6-week base here. So this is a nice base going into this earnings report. And popped on earnings. And I know hear people talk about valuation and it's 50 times sales or whatever. It's with a growth stock, you just kind of look at the growth, and as long as the growth is there and investors are buying it, then you just kind of play along. Yeah, of course, at some point, valuation will catch up to it. But with a growth stock, you just ride it, until that trend bends at the end. And we see this trend, it's trending nicely here. And of course, there's going to be the people that say, broke its upper trend line and, blah, blah, blah. As long as it's going higher, that's a move just not to be ignored. And, if you own it, congrats, probably trim some. If you want to buy it, I would say, just watch the low of today for Palantir, which was a 151, maybe give it a little slack below 100, but Palantir, strong move. Spotify, I like this move a little better. It didn't go up as much. It closed there near the highs though. a little closer to, just broke out of a base recently and just, let me see if I can phrase this right. I think Spotify could be one of those big, obviously, it looks like a monster stock already. One of those model book stocks that can continue for time, not like a Netflix. I liken Spotify to Netflix. So anyway, not that Palantir can't do that. I just like this move. I like them both. What can I say? So they're both going on our Gapper list, which I included a video last weekend, and I'll probably have to update it here in a couple of weeks. But definitely Palantir and Spotify are definitely on that Gapper list for sure. All right, let's move on to some of the other software names. What I was looking for with, when we see this kind of action in software or in any group, when you see that kind of action, you kind of look for, at least I do, I look for some auxiliary players that might get some strength in the sector. Here's CrowdStrike up 2.5% today. App 11 was up quite a bit and pulled back there. It's up to 390, closed at 380. 48%, right in the middle of its daily range. Oh, they're going to report again soon, and who knows, they could pull a Spotify or Palantir as well and take out that old 417.63. That would not surprise me at all. I'm not making any predictions. I'm just saying it would not surprise me. Team, this one broke out last week. Obviously, this one's included in our gapper list, and you got to pay attention to this. Made that big move, and yeah, it undercut it on Monday. Of course, everything was falling apart. The world was coming to an end on Monday morning, but cooler heads prevailed, and this thing got bought up. And just for the week, with all of our hand wringing and everything, it's up, more than 3%. So, if you just stay long on that one, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, that looks like it could be. Yeah. How much was it up last week? 15%, and it's up 3, but didn't take out the high. Looks like in spirit, could be a short stroke pattern. It's earlier in the week though. Who else we have? Oh, Twilio. Twilio took the day off. It was twiddling its thumbs. It's actually taken the last 3 days off after making that high on Friday of 151.95. Just pulled back, allowing the moving averages to catch up. It looks like it bounced off its 5 EMA on Monday when, everything came down on Monday morning. Kind of a silly thing that the market does sometimes. And then CLBT, once again, just quietly making new highs. Shh, don't say anything. Anyway, yeah, that one was up 6% already this week. A couple other names that, in software, Datadog got, the downgrade last week, doing okay this week, starting to, try to bounce back. It's up 2% this week. And then ESTC up 2.5% this week. And then Snowflake, oh, wow, trying to break out of that base, is up 4% this week. Yeah, that looks pretty good there as it formed this cup pattern, had to shake out. You know, technically, it's supposed to be 5 days of a handle, but this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and today is 5. So 186.90, call it 187. Yeah, that looks like a real legit pivot point right there. If you're into such things, snowflakes. I did not have that one on my ready list, but certainly could appear. All right, let's move on from software. I think you get the gist of it. Just looking for strength, looking around, bebopping around the old screens today. Um, this is Reddit, which pulled back to its 10 on Monday. You could see the panic in the morning. Everybody sells in the morning, and then buyers come in and people regret, why did I sell Reddit? Yesterday morning, people were selling this thing, yeah, at 192, 192.68, yeah, 193.05. You're selling it, right? And then now today it closes at 215. So, it's a $20 mistake. So don't make those mistakes. Yeah, panic selling, nobody makes money panic selling, but Reddit is just one of these real, once again, this has the looks like it could be just a real big winner, much bigger than what it is now. What, 38 billion market cap? Sure, why not get up to 100? This thing could get bought out as well. It wouldn't surprise me to see Google take a swing at this thing or other companies. All right, let's move on. Okay, this is not I'm just going through some strength here. DoorDash, this one's just a beast. Up another $4 today, 2%. Uh, yeah, I mean, I just love this chart. That's why I think I show it every day. And you know, it's pretty easy to hold, and it's making you money. So why not hold on to it? All right, Netflix. This one looked like it was going to run this morning. If I go to the 5-minute chart. And, right here, it's like, woohoo, we're going over 100, excuse me, 1,000. It was at 1,008 right out of the gate. What, the first, 15 minutes, 1,006. And then sellers come in and say, no, sir, we're taking profits. And then buyers into the close. So still a nice day. I mean, it was up $16 or 1.6%. So, yeah, good for Netflix. Anyway, just trying to show you some strength there in some of these internet retail stocks. I'm going to switch gears here and go to the retail restaurant names. Bros making new highs today. Once again, I mean, if you own this one, as I do, pretty easy hold. Yeah, it's not going to go up every day, but you got to embrace the pullbacks because it's finding support every time and just making higher lows as it trends higher. If we look at the weekly chart, yeah, I mean, that's a thing of beauty right there since the breakout, right? Now, let's go to the EPS. We're going to report on the 19th. You have to know your earnings report dates. Otherwise, you get crushed like Deckers or something even worse, like Atcore, which I showed earlier. All right, CAVA. This one to me is just rounding, into nice. I mean, you could get in this one early, now or before now, or hold it, or you could say that 153 area would be, an area of interest. I would say, probably before that, like right in here. Kava, I didn't have that one on my radar list. I probably should have. It's a little extended now from that 10 EMA. It's up, yeah, 11.8% above the 21, 7.5% above the 10. So let it calm down a little bit, but still looking good. DRI is another one that I like, made a new high today, and I'm not going to show you a brinker today. How about that? I'm going to give you a break. Um, some other food stocks that, I talked about over the weekend about stocks that were set up. I didn't put this one on my ready list, and I probably should have because it made this cup with handle. I mean, that's a 5-day handle here. On the Monday, it pulled back to the 21 and bounced, and today followed through. So if you're looking at Monday morning, there's a real chance to get in. This one is trading, what down to 96, and now it closed at 102. So nice move for BJ's Wholesale. A little slower moving stock. This is not going to rip your face off like Reddit or Palantir or Spotify or something like that. But definitely a strong stock. SFM, Sprouts Farmers Market. This one I did put on, even though it doesn't have a handle. All these bases don't need handles. Some just take off without the handle. This one looks like it wants to do that. I put that one on this morning. I forget the buy point. I have it in front of me here somewhere. If I look through my notes, 155.64. So yeah, standard buy point right in front of me. Duh. All right. Moving along. And then of course you got to mention Costco. These are kind of insulated from tariffs, really. So anyway, yeah, let's go to Costco and get $1.50 hot dogs and yeah, and just take some of our stock winnings and go shop at Costco. Anyway, that's breaking up from that $1,008 and a quarter. Just call it like 1,010. So it's still, only $10 above that level. Costco looks pretty darn good to me. All right, I'm going to go back to the drug names. A lot of problems with the drugs. If you're in the United States, you have an advantage over those who are outside because it could be, first of all, I don't know, just the cost. How about that? It's just probably going to cost more. And so it'll cut into the margins of those foreign drug companies. Hims looks great, broke out Friday, followed through Monday, Tuesday. There you can see the breakouts straight up from the bottom, up 12% this week. Did I have it on my ready list? No. This is a San Francisco-based company. A lot of people like this and think it could be a big winner, and so far Looks like it is. It's like the anti-Novo Nordisk. And anyway, it's got the growth, profile that that the growth investors like. So HIM's looking good. What was the other one that I was gonna point out here? ETON, this is a pharmaceutical biotech. Actual got earnings, a little bit of sales, and yeah, making new highs. That's why pulled that one out. MNPR. Monopar Therapeutics. This is an approval, and then pullback, and then just man, just ripping higher. And then TGTX. This is one with real sales and earnings growth. Broke above that downtrend line. I do have this one on the ready list because it ran up and then pulled back, and I expected it to get a bounce off the 50, and it did. 4.5% now above 33. So these guys, whenever they report, they're kind of an oddball company, but whenever they report, I'm sure they're going to report good quarter and raise forward guidance. I'm not sure how the stock's going to react, but if you're a longer term investor, this one looks like it could be two bagger from here in another year or so. All right. All right, enough with the drugs. I got to go to some of the I'm going to go finance stocks. I'm not going to call it a crypto name. This is Robinhood, which pulled back Monday and then had it, recovered today. The crypto stocks have been kind of hurting. Bitcoin has been, all over the place. I'm not going to go through those. So far, I lie. There's MicroStrategy. Yeah, this thing is just digesting gains. No strength there. That looks rough. All right, get out of there. FRHC. This is the Kazakhstan, I call it the Borat stock, and just, it's just trending higher. I mean, pull back to the 51 time and it just wants higher prices. So it's in price discovery mode. We don't know where it's going to stop here. It's at 140 now. It wasn't that long ago, it was at $80. So Freedom Holding, FRHC is a nice winner in the finance area, and so is Interactive Brokers, ticker symbol IBKR, breaking out from a base last week or the week before. This is following its earnings report. 9%, yeah, with volume, and now it's just trending, pulling back to the 10 and finding support. So that one looks fantastic. Anyway, I said I was going to show you some stocks. I'm showing you a lot of strength like I do every day, but I'm going to show you some stocks to stay away from. And I don't know what's going on here with Constellation Brands. It's a beer and wine stock, and it's just fallen out of favor. Nobody is drinking booze anymore as the boomers kick off, because the boomers' parents were big drinkers, and the boomers are big drinkers. But the recent generations, I don't know what you want to call them, millennials, Gen Z, whatever, they don't drink as much. And I don't know why, if they're into health or they just want to do other things with their money, or they're I don't want to speculate. They're just not drinking. Okay, how about that? DEO, Diageo, alcoholic beverages is a British manufacturer of vodka, whiskey, rum, gin. Spirits. The spirit is not very spirited here. Man, just a complete collapse. From 2022, the bear market has continued for these stocks, and this looks horrible. I mean. Sam, I am. This is the Boston beer. Yeah, I mean, this is just in a world of pain. These things are not doing well at all. And I guess I could go to a couple other ones. Another beer is what Molson, just terrible. Whew. And another one down here would be Tap, right? Tap. Yeah, okay. So anyway, Tap, Molson, Tappa. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, it's just rough. I don't know what CCU is, so I might as well check since I'm fooling around here. Chile and okay, even the people in Chile aren't drinking, huh? Anyway, that looks a little better than some of those American and British companies. Anyway, just wanted to point out, a stock picker's market. I show you strength every day, so I just wanted to show you there are a lot of sectors that are pretty darn weak, so we stay away from those. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up, except for I have to go through some earnings reports. So in honor of the great Steve Jobs, one more thing. Google reported tonight. Now Google is down below 190. It's a little stretch going into the report, just like Meta Platforms was, but Meta went up and this one, I don't know, I guess it's going to trade down to 190 tomorrow, but probably maybe just pull back to its 21 there, or even worse, it's 50. How about that? The 50, which is right here, 188.40. So yeah, it was a good report, except for they missed on revenues. Yeah, they beat on earnings and missed on revenues. They did say they're going to spend $75 billion in CapEx. So that's what the market wants to hear. And that's going to buoy some of these other stocks like Broadcom, after hours. Yeah, up 3-something%. NVIDIA is going to get a piece of that. NVIDIA's down after hours. Oh, I know why. Because AMD reported. Now, AMD reported a good quarter. I don't know what she said on the conference call. Oh, I know what it was. Yeah, they beat on the top and bottom line, but their data centers missed by a little bit. So data centers is a big deal, and they made it up in other areas, but the street doesn't want to hear that. They want that data center number to beat every time, and they didn't do it. So AMD, on top of all its pain and trials and tribulations, is going to get another haircut tomorrow. Man, this thing was it going to go down to $100? Could be. All right. Who else reported tonight? Chipotle. I did not really see the data on Chipotle. I'll have all this stuff in the morning. Down 5%. In phase, I did see in phase beat on the top and bottom line. Yeah, up nearly 6% after a 4% move during the session. So pretty good for in phase. Amgen had a beat, top and bottom line, and was down. I don't know. These drug stocks are just having a hard time. Mondelez, the little snack company. Uh, Rough. All right. And then Oscar Mayer, yeah, the insurance company down. Going to get a haircut tomorrow. Mattel did say that they're going to pass on any tariff costs that they might have. They're going to pass it on to consumers, so it's going to cost me more money to buy my Barbies, um, and whatever else they make. Ken dolls. What does Mattel make these days? The American Girl brand, Fisher Price. Okay. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I don't buy Barbies. I'm a little past that stage, but I just wanted to point out the stock is up 7% on that news of passing on the tariffs. They're not going to eat the tariffs. The consumer will, I guess. That's a positive. Anyway, that's it for me. In the morning, we have Novo Nordisk reporting. The stock has been beaten to a bloody pulp. Uber is reporting in the morning, trying to recover. Disney reports in the morning. Their chart looks pretty good here. That's a nice cup with handle. So we'll see if Disney can blast off. Boston Scientific reports in the morning. Ooh, this thing's at all-time highs here as they report. See what they have to say. It better be good. Johnson Controls. Now they've had an activist investor involved, and this stock has done pretty well since yeah. So activist investors are good for the company, even though they stir the pot and the status quo doesn't really like them. Toyota Motor reports in the morning, and of course SWK. We got to get our hand tools in there, right? Stanley Black and Decker reports. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I'll have more in the morning, and hopefully, as I scour through these charts, there's still a lot of charts setting up. Doesn't mean they're all going to work. Some are going to fail, but some are going to work too. So watch for that at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening, everybody.